All right, this nasty meal. We are live from Boston Underground Film Festival. Yeah, 2024, Saturday night. Yeah.
The heart, the family, square. But it's also
Remember the Americano, and if this isn't coming through great, the audio live, I'm recording it separately and we'll put it up after. Possibly. But picture-wise, I think it looks really good.
But we're talking about our second day. We've been ready for everything. We have one because we need to eat because we're people and need to eat. But
yeah, so well, even last night, I don't think we talked about the movie Sleep, which I thought was great. Korean horror film. I was just saying, yeah, I was just saying it was a similar vibe to Mad Men.
Yes, because some of the interesting. It's like the room is full of stuff, and the guys are talking like symbols. And so it's really interesting because I love seeing the guy symbols on his back to protect him.
Yeah, so even just that and the humor in the movie, where it's like a serious horror movie, but there is humor in it. And also, there's different levels of this, but there are like people who just kind of take for granted that there are otherworldly things. That there are ghosts or curses and things like that, which I found very interesting.
It's kind of like we don't have the IMDb handy, but the basics of the story is it's a couple. Jewish couple. He's a wedding. And she's kind of this lady.
Oh yeah, because they do show that.
And he's got a partner. Wanted to get that. So they live in their apartment, very much in love. And they suddenly she realizes that he jumped around because she had complained, the neighbor had complained about the sounds that were coming from their apartment above her. And so the couple were talking and joking about how that old guy downstairs used to give us such a hard time. He was mean, and that he was kind of like the creep on the woman. And then this guy, the husband, he has an issue with like sleepwalking, and it just gets darker. It gets dark pretty quick.
Yeah,
which is good for the pacing of the movie. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And I think they did a really good job in showing that they were a couple that were in love and like they had a good relationship. They had fun together and stuff, which is really important to the movie. I think.
Yeah, they're sweeties.
So when things start happening, you really care about
it. Yeah. So.
This was great. I recommend that a lot. I think it'll probably end up on my top 13. Yeah. I really dug it.
And you were mentioning, I think something else that's great about this is the kind of, you don't know who the actual villain here. Like, is she?
Yeah, it keeps you really guessing, right?
Yeah, because her mom thinks like right away. Okay, there's demons. Like, there's stuff going on. We need to do this, that, and the other thing. Like psychics and blessings and all this stuff.
You're not even just necessarily who's the villain, but is there really supernatural, or is it in someone's mind, someone going crazy, or both, really?
Yeah. And it really keeps you interested. You like the main characters, just like the neighbor downstairs.
No, I think everyone seems real.
Well, the doctor is because they go to a sleep specialist. And, yeah.
A lot of the doctors of these movies are kind of presented as partial frauds.
Yeah. Well,
sometimes more so in a later movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having a good time. So then it was trigger warning last night, which is like the midnight shorts. We had a dream creep, a couple awakens in the night, the sounds emanating from an unlikely orifice. We should have done these right away because I don't remember these now. But I remember Dream Creep being really good. I know it makes it sound like yeah, I know, but I don't think it was. But I remember liking that one a lot. I can't remember what it was about now.
Dang, man.
We should have reviewed these right away last night, but we were very sleepy.
Oh God, I didn't know if I was shocked I was even gonna drive home. I was like, Dale's gonna hate me because I'm gonna have to pull over because I'm too tired to drive. I really thought I was too tired to drive.
That one was actually one of my favorites. We'll just go over. Yeah, Mobius a trip. That wasn't the other car ride. That was the one later on, right? That's the car. Is that the one? Yeah. Oh, I gotta be honest. This is not for me.
Who made the last? This is at least let's give the credit.
Carlos A.F. Lopez. That one was really good. I remember liking that one a lot. The Mobius Trip by Simone Smith from the UK. This was not a good time for me. A road trip to a wedding pushes a dysfunctional family to the brink after their journey descends into a claustrophobic hallucinatory nightmare. Some scenes have a strobing effect that may affect photosensitive viewers.
That did affect.
Yeah, actually, just the bright lights. It's not that. Yeah,
it starts out. That's the one that starts out just.
Yeah, I'll say this was super well acted. The people really, and it's very discombobulating. Like
the quality of the film is.
Yeah.
I think we both don't like it for similar reasons. I don't not like it.
Yeah.
But there are specific reasons why I can't enjoy it.
Exactly. I would not say it's not well made or anything.
No, it's really the family. They mentioned dysfunction. The family is so weird.
Right.
People. I actually thought the mom was going to be okay, and then she's for it. It's like one father and then two kids who are 20-ish, and they're just mean to each other.
Yeah.
Wretched, and they're just mean, and then they get worse. And then I don't know if I should ever feel bad for everyone, which I do think is interesting because I think that at some point for each of them, I thought, oh, here's a little bit of their humanity. Like earlier, I thought the mom. I don't know if I ever thought that about the dad, but
no, he's just drinking all the time
because they were like giving him a hard time. And the brother kind of like has the cake.
Yeah.
There was a little moment where dad was like the cool dad and the fun dad.
Yeah, when he's playing the music. Yeah, and then the mom immediately. It's kind of like they all brought out the worst of each other.
But it was amazing to watch. Just visually, it was amazing.
Yeah, it's really well made and it was incredibly well shot. Looks great. It's just not my kind of deal.
Yeah.
Night feeding. A new mother struggles through the 4 a.m. feeding time.
And I remember this one.
This had a great ending.
This is so. This whole thing. All right. Everything having to do with biological motherhood. There's a term for this. I don't know if it's the idea of being pregnant. Other people can. I'm not concerned about other people's pregnancies. Well, I guess I can. It's like a phobia, I guess.
Yeah, this could come into play in a movie I wonder about. They have two things that you're freaked out by or feared by.
So, yeah, pregnancy, the whole breastfeeding thing, that's all like weird. So there's a mom, and it's time for the baby to be eaten, and then it's like
yeah, it's this one was one of the most fitting of the name of the trigger warning.
Yeah,
these are usually ones that are either like taboo stuff, weird stuff.
It was weird. Then she starts here.
This is a really good midnight screening kind of thing.
So then she hears the baby in the crib, but she's got the baby and is feeding it. And then I don't know. I like we were kind of debating this last night about giving it reveals, but let's reveal it.
Yeah, so it's just like
so she's like, baby and
Yeah, this is like a big like face of like ear, like a
It's like teeth.
yeah,
It's like a remora.
yeah, it's pretty wild.
You know, they like stick to sharks.
Oh,
Like
okay.
leech.
Right.
Lots and lots of teeth.
Yeah.
So then she proposed it, I think,
Yeah.
and then goes over to the other baby and doesn't know if that baby is actually her baby. Like, this is messed up. What if she was just having a nightmare and she threw her actual live baby at the floor? Whoop. Which kind of is a little bit of the
next one,
other
of the feature, yeah.
Yeah, there's so many things in the movie. It's great.
Volition. After getting kidnapped and taken to a sex trafficking house on the outskirts of southern town, Emma enlists the other victims to dive headfirst into a volatile escape plan where every girl must fight for her. It's not my favorite. You know.
I think it was really good.
It's not really what I expect. I think from the festival.
Yeah. I mean, it was
not necessarily that it wasn't well made.
Well made. I thought the characters were great. I was really surprised. You know, it's like kind of the setup is that it's very willowy, small girl. Kind of looks like shady, like something's up with her, and she's in like a walking convenience gas station store, and there's some little sketch dude that ends up pulling her out, and it's like a couple guys, and they grab her, they kidnap her, and I guess they just like follow girls to find out if they're homeless, so that they can kidnap them, and they're already missing, so that, like, as soon as they know what's going to happen, and so they bring her to this house, and the dude's a super creepy. And then is telling her about how she kind of just has to like go with it, and he'll take care of her, unlike other places. And she's left the keys got her, and it's another guy, and then shows her to the basement where there's the
there's like one's of a girl, like a young girl, like a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, and one of them is clearly just accepted the life. She's just like dancing and working out and stuff. And then there's this, she's like, I think she's supposed to be like 12 or 13.
Yeah, they reference 13 later on.
But she looked like very innocent.
Yeah.
Very innocent.
I think there was those three, and then there's one upstairs.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And so there's always kind of like weird stuff where this guy and his woman come in to like, I guess, use and then you find out that the woman that like most recently been kidnapped is actually, I thought, undercover for the law. But
right, I did too. Yeah, I thought it was like some kind of agency.
Yeah, it was actually undercover for the friend.
David revealed that some of the police know, and you know, either not necessarily don't care, well, probably don't care, but they're like, I'll take money, not to. Yeah.
So she's down there. She like takes the really. Like,
that was very off-putting. Like, not off-putting, but it really like set, like, So at least it made sense to me.
Yeah. It's good that they did. Because I think it does make people want to. Honestly, and like if they can't do, like it's not. I'm thinking about all the interesting YouTube I've seen of people like doing things, making baby hairs. Oh my God. Probably not something.
No. We need to check them out for Arbor Day.
Arbor Day? Are you gonna put rings on people?
I am wearing one.
Oh, well, I'll help you with your rings on.
I already have it, but
yeah, I can help
but you can. All right. Well, I don't know if I do that, but
not real.
Yeah.
So there's action. There's this one woman. She's like extra badass.
Yeah.
She looked.
The one that
she's like
probably.
And she's very much an ass kicker, and so it's a big fight, and
you don't see a lot of action scenes in a lot of these independent things, so that, you know, they did a good job with that.
But maybe they were also featuring because it is a unique story in that you don't always see excellent action. Like it was more of a straight up action. It wasn't like a soft.
Yeah, that's why I don't know. Underground should be anything, but it doesn't necessarily fit for me. But
that's true. It is underground.
I don't know how you say this exactly. Apotemnophilia.
Close enough.
Yeah. It is opening night. The theater is crowded, and Clara, the leading actress, refuses to leave her dressing room. Something inside her is keeping her from leaving. Something she will have to face.
I love it.
This is my favorite one of this vlog.
Yeah, and you get to vote for each one.
Yeah.
This one, oh my God, it's so great. Gross.
Another one that really fit the theme.
It was nasty. It was so this is we've known the backstage of a theater somewhere, and there's a girl, not like a 20-something, and she's in her dressing room. There's a older voice outside, just banging on the door, harassing the girl to get ready, get ready. And the woman in the dressing room, she's like on her, and she's like just hating herself. She's going off about how much she hates her body, feeling bad about herself. And it's this fight, and then yeah, I don't remember where exactly it starts to turn. She says something on her leg.
Yeah, she says she knows that they're bugged. I mean, it's a familiar theme that we've seen and stuff, but they do it really well.
Innocuous, because it gets to a point where she starts doing something normal, and then it's not. So there's something on her leg, and she ends up like digging at her leg.
Yeah, like I said, this something that you've seen in other things, but not done like this. This was great.
It was so graphic.
I mean, the idea of like you get bugs on you, but this one was probably like the best version of that.
Yeah,
so
you just see the I don't know if it was just her manager or her mom or whatever. Outside. There's one guy who's trying to be football, and then the other guy's like must run the theater, and he's pissed off. And where is she? And they're like all bitching and don't care about really her safety because she's not around. Then so she'd seen like maggots and it's like she had found this thing, and it was like if anybody has not seen butterflies, this came out like 10 years ago. That was a hot, disgusting thing on YouTube. If you haven't seen it,
don't Google it.
I highly recommend against watching any videos of botflies nested in people.
Yeah.
Because it's a real thing. It's a real thing. It's a fly, and it will go to you, and then drop its little baby in you, and it's this giant maggot. Like in real life. So she had something like this in her leg, and then she started digging it out. She started digging apart her leg. It was just disgusting, but amazing.
Exactly.
So well done.
So that one was great. We didn't know what we thought of these, before now, and both of our favorites. I think. Robbie ain't right of this short block.
Yeah.
Robbie ain't right no more. A young girl's brother returns for more with the most disturbing souvenir.
Yes.
This one was it had great production value.
Yes.
Again, not really necessarily my favorite.
It was well acted.
Yeah.
I was not able to be there for the whole thing, but the part I saw, it was pretty good. I think I had to. It was right when they were up in the. Okay, so it is normal country home, people who are like well off, pretty rich, and it's a long table. It's nighttime, and the family's eating. And there's a younger sister and like older brother and some other girl and parents, and the son of their parents was just out of the military, and he's in his green stuff or whatever when she's in, and the other brother makes these really bad jokes and stuff, is asking him with these really inappropriate things. And then the military guy, he
shows a scar.
Yeah, he shows a scar. Yeah. They're like, "Oh my God, it looks like you were torn apart."
Yeah. And then the dad was like, "Where did you get discharged?" He's like, "I don't remember the hospital." He's like, "No, actually, from like the the Marines, and so it's really like hinted at that he's gone AWOL, and they're kind of talking about like do we contact someone or what's happening, and then a bunch of agents come to the place.
Oh, that's
Better than I remember. It's actually pretty good. Yeah. So they grab him. They like pull this thing out of him. Like, yeah, they hold him down. They like suck it over his face, and they suck this being out of his, yes, the parasite thing out of him. So it's actually a lot better than I remember. Yeah, it's good. This is good. It actually kind of feels like it could be like it could be a bigger movie or something. It's good. That's actually good. I don't know what I was talking about. That was good. SEPTA checks him. In the sewers beneath the city of Virgin, a microbiologist tries to uncover the source of the contamination of the drinking water. I'm just going to say, I can't give this one a proper review because they played this very late at night, and it's a very experimental, and it was very like weird, and it kind of I was trying not to fall asleep, not because of it wasn't good or anything. It's just it wasn't like real laugh. It was just hypnotic. Good way to put it. So I was actually getting very sleepy. So I can't give it a proper review, but everything I saw, it looked very good. SEPTA checks in. In the sewers beneath the city of Virgin, a microbiologist tries to uncover the source of a contamination in the drinking water. There's really just a bunch of weird visuals. No.
No, I'm saying that like that's.
What short was that?
That was Sugar Ray. When Alfred's parents bring home his new baby brother, he unravels and decides he must kill the baby before he loses. Yeah, this one's super weird. It's got like a full grown man with a baby mask.
And then you don't know. So it's a family, it's a young boy and two parents. And the parents come home with a new baby boy, and it's a large gold hand, and then it was like baby masks.
Yeah. They were cool a few years ago, about 10 years ago.
And so the baby's getting all this attention. It's really creepy. You don't see the son's face for a long time.
No, I actually thought that was going to be a big reveal because I thought, well, it's a grown man with a baby face. The son is a smaller kid with like maybe an old man's face. But I will say it was a little weird that when you do see him, he's just a kid. I don't know why it takes so long to yeah.
But yeah, there's like it's another one.
This one also fits the trigger warning. A lot of weird. Yeah. It's one that makes you feel awkward and weird watching. So I think it's very fitting of the. I can't even remember, honestly. I can't remember how it ends, to be honest. I just saw all this stuff going on. It was weird.
I think they're taking pictures of them, right?
Oh, yeah, there is a scene where they're taking, yeah.
It was really strange.
Yeah. So this.
Tell us if you can hear the ball.
Yeah, and if not, I'm recording the audio that looks like it's recording very well, and we'll post it up. Sound and vision, which I'll be honest, I almost like, well, maybe we'll go. I'm glad we did not miss this. This was one of the best things of the festival, and that's not to say the other things weren't great. It was music videos. These were amazing, like some great music, great video, really from all over the globe. Yeah, all different styles, all different genre music.
Yeah, it was like
yeah, hip hop, rap.
Yeah, definitely some. There's a lot of stuff. I think it was even straight up.
No, maybe not. And Beck was involved in one of them, which was kind of cool. Beck.
Oh, that's right. There was something else actually. There's got been another performer that
Chemical Brothers.
Yeah, the Chemical Brothers.
Yeah, this was just an. It's hard to go over all these, but this is LA on Acid by Dylan Francis and GTA.
It's great. It's like these two friends story about like party guy, like
I'll just real quick. All these videos were like little shorts themselves.
100%. They were such super high quality. I'm thinking about it in contrast, like not the contrast is like better than or worse than the other shorts, but just thinking about like how you can squeeze so much into such a short amount of time. Like you can really build massive worlds. So different
This
from each other.
inspired. It's an idea we've had for years. Without Your Head TV, it kind of originally was just going to be music videos together. But anyway, we're going to get back to this in the coming months. We will do. We're going to do a horror music video festival on Without Your Head. What does the matter?
Skin. This is turning into skin. So like hit my lip. It's solid.
I think that's from one of the shorts. It's the making of a new short. The stuff. Are you eating it or is it eating you? Or maybe that's Creep Show 2. Creep Show 2. Well, it's like, have you ever made old school pudding before it's instant pudding and you had to boil it? Then it would get the skin over the top. It's fine. We got Toast LPA. I used to make it by this. I grind the pudding.
You did grind pudding?
But I did make pudding. We would cook it. Yeah, cook. It was that when we used to cook the pudding instead of just mix it. It was really good. But the point was, it would get this skin over the top. The milk.
The Irish distracting.
And I like the bright green pistachio. Which someone is seeing the lights. Likes pistachio. Eventually, she's gonna start eating Greek food.
I feel like I should know, but I can't.
Horror team. Celebrity.
Something fun.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it was very cool though. We'll talk about it.
Can we put it in the description?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So this one, the LA Acid, there's two guys. I've seen this car. One of them is silly. The other guy's pretty normal. So, would you want to
Yes, it is. Right. Yeah, we're sorry. The audio might not be perfect here, but I'm also recording it to this. So afterwards, I'll upload a cleaner version. Yeah.
Closer to us. Going on a ride.
There we go. Yeah, that works.
Here we are. Is this any good?
Next time we're in the crowd like this, we'll use my phone. The video won't be as good, and then but the audio will be a little better. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
So okay, so these two guys, and one of those and button down shirt. He looks like just a normal dude, and his friend is like, "Hey, do this acid." And the guy's like, "Oh, I'm not the acid guy. I'm like the just hang out guy. I'm the chicken nugget guy." So the other guy's like, "Well, no, I'm the chicken nugget."
Yeah, this is a really bad taste of nugget.
Disgusting. Why? The guy's like, "Yeah, that's because I put acid on." And then the music video is just it's
great.
It's like everybody's faces are melting and their eyeballs are getting big.
Yeah, it's like
evil. And
it's like a scene out of Fear and Loathing Las Vegas or something.
It was just insane. It was so fun to watch. It was so fun to watch. Just man, I don't know if everybody can find these, and I think you're more likely to find these.
Yeah.
Because they're music videos, so they might be out on YouTube. because they're, it's not like these are just going to show up at festivals.
I am confused, but I wonder what this place is. Grafton Street over there. It's fun.
So that is awesome. What's the next one?
Bogus Operandi by the Hives. I remember this one being great, honestly, but I can't remember a lot about it. We need pictures and stuff. Yeah. Skipping Like a Stone. This was really nice. This is the one that made you emotional.
It did make me emotional. I was at the edge of tears. It's this old dude with long gray hair, and he looks like Mr. Nature himself. And he's got like rows of flat stones this big. He goes out to this lake, and it's beautiful, and he takes the stone and it's skipping through stones. And I think he does a few, and then one all the way across the lake, and then starts like going everywhere. It bounces off things. It's going places. It goes to the sea. It bounces like and screws up some gas station's car. There's like some rude dude at the gas station being mean. Busts car. It's like solving crimes.
Yeah.
It's saving a woman in an elevator
And
where there's smoke.
super high quality. Like the effects and stuff's great in this. By the way, Co says, is that the movie where Nicolas Cage brings himself to Unliving? No, that's Leaving Las Vegas. Fear and Loathing Las Vegas is what's that famous guy did a lot of drugs. One of the most, they're probably the most famous authors, Hunter S. Thompson. Yeah.
Yeah, so he skips the stones, and then at one point it like reaches a boy, and the stone like hits his stone. The boy's just throwing rocks and stuff, and it like slow motion, and then the skip stone comes to his face, and it like ends up going. The stone makes it throughout all these different places. It goes up to particular people's faces, like people. It's like in the same tune with like these people, something pure in them, like pure in this old dude. I was like, this is beautiful.
Yeah, this was really nice.
Like helps a woman like fight something. It's so much story and such. Not even five. It wasn't even 5 minutes, was it? Did it even say?
No, they don't say the time. But all of them are. Yeah, I would say all of them are under 5 minutes. Probably all around 3 minutes, I think. It's You. I don't think I'm not going to remember what season. It's You, L.A. Priest. Absolved by Jacques. Any Way You Want It by Bambina. Panto by Cassie Marine. I remember this one being good. I remember by the name. I can't remember what it's about. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it sucks because
we have so many. Yeah.
All of them, but I don't.
These were all. There's a million though, but these were all really great. This was a great. And it's not something I see at a lot of festivals, but it's fitting for the for a festival, because sometimes something you overlook about watching something on the big screen is not just the visuals. You're also surrounded by the sound, and so to watch the music videos in the theater is really not a space you ever get a chance to watch a music video. And then to get the music all around you, it was great.
And there's an Asian woman, and she's like sitting having a cup of tea, and then the space of food becomes a giant like teapot vessel.
Yeah.
And it's like this beautiful landscape.
Practice that was like with all, they did all the stuff with people's bodies.
That was weird.
Yeah.
That was very.
The video is well done, really.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, all these.
What's the one with the sludge and the sewers?
I'm not sure, but I thought it was very much like the Sweet Beats.
Gonna be throwing more poop.
Gonna be throwing more poop in the. No, I didn't bring it. I didn't have room for it. I did bring Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know if we have time. Maybe, yeah, karaoke. Maybe we'll try to just unbox it. I don't know if we'll touch it. Yeah. And if not, we'll save it for next time we're somewhere.
But no.
And I'll keep it. If we don't unbox it, I'll keep it sealed until next time.
So the sludge one, I don't know if we'll find.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it was.
It's closer to the end.
I thought so too. Is it Tokyo Calling?
Tokyo Calling was the girls.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which is amazing.
Beautiful Life, I remember being good. Oh, Beautiful Life was really good. That was the one with Russian roulette.
Oh wow, yeah. It's a bunch of kids, like teens, and they're hanging out together. There's probably like 15 of them, and one kid's got a revolver, and so he starts playing Russian.
I need one more of these, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. Tip your head back. Yeah, you didn't see me say, "Ooh," you just snotted the world, man. Is it bathroom? Do you want to
Yeah, I'm going. I'm right back.
So this warm bottom. What am I thinking of the slide one? It's number 2, but it's so great. So I'll just tell it. It's a long story. You'll know what it's about. So it's a thing, and she is on the streets, and she works as like a, and she notices that there's a thing in a sanctuary. So talk about Indian cryptid movies. No. For those who don't know, Host is referring to last travel we did when we went to Dead of Winter Horror Festival in Worcester, Massachusetts. Neil had a game called. It's basically a flip game with this like toy toilet and a little cute little emoji face hoops, and you like flip them in the toilet. It was very fun. I will wait for Neil for top 5 cryptid movies, but the Frogman that came out over this like past 2 years, absolutely incredible. I can't wait for that to come out so people can see it. It's amazing. Actually, it might be out. If you can find it, Frogman, so good. So this one, it is this woman. She's cleaning up the bathroom. This ring comes out. She sees this hair on it. She ends up going up the toilet, like something comes up out of the toilet, and she finds out that there's sludge in the sewer system that is giving her teeth. I started to describe. Have you seen The Rape? Have you ever seen The Rape?
The Rape, no.
Is this a cryptid movie post?
A movie about a killer rape?
He was talking, maybe there's a rape cryptid.
Really? I know. I'm not gonna.
Oh, while I was in the bathroom talking with a woman about her clear aligners.
Right.
We talked a little bit. I thought maybe instead of just talking with approaching someone about the clear aligners in the bathroom, I would actually talk about movies a little bit. So she was talking about how the Malaysian with the tiger stripes.
Yeah.
That so in tiger stripes.
You want to go?
Maybe we should get to that. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we could talk about the shorts, but it's hard to recall everything. But amazing.
Yes, so that was tiger stripes.
Great. It's from Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the director Amanda Nail. Am I not pronouncing that great?
Yeah, it's got a distribution deal from Dark Stars.
So Amanda is screenwriter along with Sam Foley, and this is awesome. So Girlhood is a hellish, messy joy. Tailor-made for lovers of the monstrous feminine canon, Amanda now is stunning demeanor and feminist coming-of-age body work with supernatural folklore to tell a nightmarish tale of adolescent otherness. Zafan is a rebellious preteen navigating life at a conservative all-girls school in rural Malaysia. She is the first to menstruate, and the descent into puberty is uniquely harrowing, replete with hair loss, full body rashes, and newfound claws. Former besties Farah and Miriam ostracize and bully Zafan, shattering the dynamics of their once close friendship. As their other close relationships violently unravel and spirits begin to haunt the town, the heroine learns to embrace the monster within her. Tiger Stripes, which took the grand prize in Critics Week at Cannes last year, that's great. Rages ferociously against repression and misogyny, channeling an infectious DIY energy that moves through the screen, taking inspiration from Southeast Asia's 1950s monster cinema and calling to mind modern genre touchstones like Ginger Snaps and Raw. Ginger Snaps and Raw. View has been that's poignant, charming, and so much darn fun to watch. That comes from Shannon Ortega.
Yeah, this is awesome. And they said to begin with during the intro that most of the young actresses had never acted before.
Oh, they were amazing.
Yeah, all three of the girls were really good, and the girls sort of the not necessarily villain, but I think her Farrah, she was great.
She was. I mean,
she has a big arc in the movie.
She does. She's ratchet.
And they're kind of showing hinting at it first, you know. Yeah.
She's bully.
Yeah, it's
about sad.
And it's you know, it's especially worse because like they're friends, they're really close friends at one point.
Yeah, and this girl was only like so the main girl. She's already terrible. Zafan. Zafan. She's wild. She doesn't want to wear her habit. She's like just but fun. She's not mean. She's not nasty. She's not awful.
She wants to be like a kid. Yeah. I'll get the name. I don't know.
They're Muslim.
I thought it was interesting. Actually, at the school, some of the kids did not wear any of them
because they were Chinese.
So, but it's interesting that they're allowed to. You would think like maybe the area like you have to wear it, but it's interesting.
I think it's just if you read, then yeah.
Yeah.
It was really funny because like the headmistress was chastising. They had like a speaker, like the kids all sit outside in rows on the ground, and the headmistress was like chastising all the Muslim girls because the Chinese girls are always doing better in school.
Yeah.
So this Zafan is this. She's a really fun character. She's super cute to start, and it's her and the other two girls. So they're just playful, and the other two girls like they become more alive because of her energy. Like they're more able to act like children because of her presence. And they go down to the roof one day and they're throwing water at each other. This other girl, she's like she's not covered up at all. She's just wearing like basically underwear, a tank top, and that's it. Oh, and they're playing with a bra.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so cute. It was so cute. She got a bra. It must have been from like.
And all this, that's really, without all that, the rest of the movie wouldn't be as powerful. Like just the idea of, friends splitting apart, not only just splitting apart, like becoming like, bullying the other one. And this was great. It was, I didn't know what to expect going in, but I had a great time watching it.
Yeah, it really gets into, like, as a biological, the horrors of puberty. It's horrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. And I thought, this is really, I don't want to pick your brain about it because it might be awkward, but what do you think about the terrible experience of becoming a woman?
I think they presented very. I mean, I can't relate to it exactly, but I think it's presented well.
That's the whole thing. You'd be like, holy shit, that would be horrible.
Yeah.
I would think if I was a guy, I saw that, be like, that sucks. That's what I would think. I would look at the situation like that sucks.
And even in the school, as soon as she hits puberty, like she's taken out of like certain classes.
Yeah, because she's not she's a woman or whatever, so she didn't have to say her prayers.
Yeah, it was very odd, but yeah.
That's when the tides turn, and the one ringleader boy, because the other girl kind of just falls in
Yeah,
line.
and then eventually, you know.
Yeah, she redeems. Just great.
But I mean, that's it's a constant character, someone who's just following along.
Yeah. Long, but you could always tell that she does.
Right.
She wants to just back to friends the way they had it.
Yeah, and the other girl, even at the beginning, does a good job at hinting at, at times where how she's going to be. Yeah. It's a really well done movie.
But then the horror part, beyond the body part, is this girl. So when they're, I think it was like probably the day of her period, and they're out, a bunch of the kids are, and she looks up at a tree, and there's like a woman, like big woman up in the tree with these like bright purple eyes like staring down. It's very creepy. It has like this big bushy hair. It's really scary, and the girl is scared, and no one else sees it. And so you learn that there's something that I don't know if she like got infected or if it's actually the woman that was in the bathroom. She was talking about in Asian culture there are weird creatures, and that is this like weird creature thing.
Yeah.
Where you like it's not just looking at, but it's if you see a weird creature and then you tell someone, then you become a weird creature. It was really interesting. So she is so the tiger is the thing. The tiger is still exists in Asia, and
that's even cool to see the tiger walking around town.
Yeah,
like it's so out of like of anything I would think of. Like, oh, there's a tiger walking down the street. Oddly enough, this is not as seventh grade, and this is Wallen, I believe. She's the only teacher I had twice because I had her in seventh grade, and then she became a high school teacher. I had her in senior grade. But anyway, we did book reports, and you're supposed to relate to the character, and so she talked to everyone like what they're into. I was in horror, and she gave me Carrie to read and relate to. She said this will be hard because anyway, so similar to
yeah. So this whole tiger thing is woven in here because the girl, the body is changing. She becomes, as happens not just with girls, like when children get hormones from school, you start to change. So she's becoming more like aggressive, and she's just different. And she's becoming more independent and more fierce, and like doesn't put up with her mom telling her what to do. And I mean, her mom's nice, but she's done with that.
Yeah.
And it just keeps building. And there's stuff going on with her body that's super creepy. Like one of her fingernails comes off.
Yeah.
You just see her transform, and it's like
a lot about her hiding what's going on.
Yeah, because she's like wears gloves to school.
There's even
very apparently
something probably a lot of people, but they don't really go into, but you can even see like she's starting to get acne at times.
Yeah, she's got little sad little pimples. I feel that. If I had a beard, I'd totally grow one. So far, I can't. We are doing a podcast. Do you know the Boston Underground Film Festival?
That was going to be my guess.
Yes.
I was just talking with somebody.
That's where.
What is this live?
Yeah,
right now it's live.
Oh, Jesus.
Fine, yeah.
So, what's
the movie?
I've seen it. This
Tiger
one is
Stripes.
Tiger Stripes.
It's a Malaysian horror movie.
Yeah,
Tiger
it's,
Stripes?
Tiger Stripes.
Tiger
yeah,
Stripes.
and it's
Malaysian?
but it's fun because of what happens in the person. But it's about this girl who's started going through puberty, and
so
it's. Yeah, exactly,
scary.
and that's exactly it. It like captures that, and it captures like how awful that is to go through when there's no guidance. But she starts becoming a monster.
Oh, she turns
like,
into a monster.
But then it's like, is this monster actually a bad monster, or is it just reacting to the crummy environment it's in? Because the girl was getting bullied, and it's really interesting. It was great. It was great movie. Yeah, some good stuff.
How long was it?
Yeah, regular movie time. Yeah.
And was it in what's Malaysian? What's the language?
Oh, subtitles.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is Malaysian? Is there a?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Malaysian.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Interesting.
We'll say they were talking Norwegian. We'll go with it.
Yeah.
But
I haven't liked the Brattle Theater
oh,
sort of on principle since they chopped off the projection booth and went to rear screen projection.
yeah,
Just-
pretty wild.
Which laser.
Yeah. But then now they just introduced a new laser, digital
But they have
laser.
the original theater still. So they have the original theaters all
He's
there.
talking about
Oh, the Brown.
Yeah, the Brown, yeah.
Other than that,
But I think they have a new system, laser, digital laser
Oh, I'm
projection.
not sure about. Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know because it was just like a year ago. They had like a big poster sale, and we just went. I think we must have just been in town, and we went over there, and you could take like a little tour behind the screen,
Right.
and then so you could see like it's these giant reel-to-reel things, and the place was like all kinds of goofy posters and stuff back there. Fun to see. Yeah.
Did you know, you've been around for a while in the Boston area?
Yeah.
You remember Steve, the projectionist at the Harvard Film Archive? He knew everything about projection technology. He's an awesome, amazing guy. He died a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
And if you look at the program for the Harvard Film Archive,
Yeah.
when that has the names, it says, Steve,
How long did you do it? How long was it? You must have done like life.
Forever.
Yeah.
He was like a really smart guy. Went to Chicago, but
Yeah.
that was what he did.
Yeah. That was the thing he fell into. It sounds like he loved it. Yeah.
He knew
It's awesome.
everything about it too.
It's really cool.
Cool guy to talk to.
Yeah.
You know Hayden Guest, the curator of the Film Archive.
Oh, okay.
It's real. I went into the booth.
Nice seeing
Please. Yeah, I went in when you first took over. I knew Vlada Petric was the original curator at Harvard Film Archive. You ever run across Vlada?
No, I've been there before because one of the years for Buff they had me do interviews in there. They set me up like the little room in there, which is really cool. But I really don't know anybody from
Yeah,
there.
Vlada was a wonderful guy. He was friendly with. You ever remember Dusan Makaveyev?
No, you know him with
You are no, yeah, you're
Ancient
like,
history.
No, that's good though.
What? Oh, those films, black and white. But no, Vlada was wonderful. He was the first curator, and he also taught film.
yeah.
And he was into what he called. He taught because I sat in on his classes sometimes. Oniric cinema. It's like what cinema, and he was into what cinema can do that literature doesn't do. It's like oniric was like dreamlike.
Yeah.
So there was oniric, which was dreamlike, and
Yeah.
then there was cinematic, which didn't necessarily have to be dreamlike, but it was cinematic. It was
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like David
Yeah.
Lynch.
the characteristics that cinema have that literature doesn't have. I mean, it's not- and if you really thought it didn't, if it was a narrative film, he would have disdain, for like a lot of stuff because it didn't use the properties of
That's really
film. Which is interesting.
I would like to look that up.
It seems like that really fits. There was a music video block this morning.
Which was great.
And it was so interesting because there were these amazing stories that were told. There's like some of the songs had zero lyrics. It was incredibly diverse and all the things people were doing. And
You said it was a music.
It
was a block of music videos.
Oh, a block.
Yeah, so it's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Of, it was like 20 or 30. It was a lot of them.
It was great. And usually individuals, it did tell a story, but it was unique because it wasn't like there was dialogue. This few of them, there were people that were saying the lyrics and really interesting what they could do in such a short amount of time.
The reason I complained about David Guess's
Yeah.
when he first came, took over. I was saying hello to Steve in projection. I used to walk in and say hello before the phone. And he was like, I just had been saying hello, and I came out, and he had, what are you doing? Oh, okay, now new regime in town, you know. Oh, it was just horrendous. It's horrendous. I mean, he's a friend.
Do you go to movies at any other places? Do you go to the cool?
I haven't in a long time. It's been a long time since I was a devotee for.
Yeah.
There was a wonderful Ed Mark. Remember the Harvard Epworth Methodist Church next to the law school?
Yeah.
A guy named Ed Mark was a pastor there and a real film cineast, whatever.
Yeah.
And he did a great series for years. I went religiously. You know, he did all of, he went into the whole Westerns. I mean, he did Houston and Ford and some of the names escape me for the moment, but all of the classic, Western directors. He did Ozu, all of Ozu, all of some of the other great, art directors. And it was great. It was great. So, I mean, I did a lot over for many years, and then,
maybe where the inspiration for you to possibly go to something tomorrow, you could break like the curse of Harvard.
Well, ours last day.
Yeah.
Do you have a project, anything you've done?
Not really.
No.
Not really.
I met somebody at the Dunkin' Donuts where I hang out at night often, and she was on her way back to see the show later tonight. So can you tell how many people are watching?
Not a lot at the moment, but
No.
I think it's hard. It's hard to hear. I think in here,
Yes.
but I'm recording it to hear, so I'll fix the audio afterwards. So yeah, we put it on podcast too. So afterwards.
So it's live and also.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it gets up to
Yeah.
And
we do a regular show on Thursday nights. Yeah. We do a live show on Thursday nights with guests.
We used to forget guests.
And how many people typically?
I mean, honestly, thousands on
Really?
the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Hayden guesses out. Real.
Here. Oh,
I must needs remain anonymous.
Yeah.
To protect
Trying to
my
think of-
reputation. Sorry. No,
We've had cool guests on, like Ben Chapman from Creature from the Black Lagoon was on years ago, who played the creature on the land scenes, and independent people and
So
classic
do you
people.
you don't have a card?
Yeah, I actually do. I have a flyer. No, I have a
I'm
flyer.
gonna get. Do you want anything more?
No, we can go pretty soon.
Yeah, actually.
A lot. I'm like, this guy reminds me of someone. So, Todd Yeager has a quasi twin.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What do you think about this?
Give me this.
Oh my Lord.
Give me one of these.
Ooh, big cards. Big
Yeah, the
cards.
flyers. So this is for our website.
Cool. So are you like pretty much like leading people who do this kind of
Yeah,
thing in the
yeah.
area?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. How cool is that?
And this is for my feature films.
It's new. Actually,
This is one
I don't
you've
know
made.
if you know
Yeah.
people have seen Sophia Coppola. They were filmmakers in this area for a while. They're
I
like our
don't know a
age.
lot of. The only filmmakers I know are well, a few actually, not a lot, but John Vito. You probably know John Vito, who teaches at Emerson. Who was the interim? He was the you should He was the interim curator at the Harvard Film
I'm
Archive.
probably from this. I'm actually from the Cape.
The Cape.
Yeah.
That's terra incognita. That's another world. The Cape. Oh, yeah. Whereabouts?
Sandwich.
Sandwich. And where about you?
I'm used to live here. I went to school at Leslie.
Oh, did you?
It was great.
Friends of mine were involved in the Arts Institute, the original Arts Institute. Were you there and then that period at all?
No, I know that. Well, when I went there, one of the reasons I went there, I went to be a therapist, to get
It was the arts, it was expressive therapy.
Sean McNeil.
I never really met Sean, but the person that I first got to know who was teaching, Paulo Keneal, a guru
Yeah.
from Switzerland. He and his wife were there, and then they broke. But I don't know if you ever heard that name, but he was always extolling the virtue of Sean McLean. So I know the name very well. And I don't think I ever met him. Wow.
I said this the other day that was like, you're gonna be somewhere someday, and I did.
Yeah,
I went nowhere.
Wow. So what are your names? Your name. I mean, if you have many names,
Nasty Neil, actually, on the intro, but Neil.
Neil, yeah, James, pleasure to meet you. Annabelle. Yeah, it's my cinema night.
Yeah.
This is two. It's great. And usually this place, there's nobody interesting in here. It's all, for some reason, South Asians love gelato. It's unbelievable. It's huge every night. It's like, what is it about India and gelato?
We wouldn't have put those together.
No, it's no alcohol. So I don't know what it is.
Apparently, alcohol in the youth of the day is on the decline. People don't go out drinking anymore. Don't. Which is
probably good.
Yeah, it is. They just don't. I don't know if they're seeing.
I know.
I used to.
Yeah.
Really, it's ill advised. It would be ill advised. I'm not. I went to AA. I eventually, but I used to hang out in the Clown Stars, if you know the Clown Stars.
Yeah.
I used to live there.
Yeah.
Almost.
That's still around. Some of these places are gone.
Yeah, the Toad was a popular place in Florida for music. They closed.
Central's like this place changed a long time ago. Now Central's like when Target made me so. I saw Target go to Central.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. And, in a way, though, I spend buy shit at Target. Usually the one in Quarter Square.
Put it away.
Yeah.
Replace all that.
Yeah, it doesn't look. They could have had a different.
I had a similar thing where I lived. There was a Shaw's. It was a seafood restaurant. It had an old tugboat in the. It was an actual tugboat, and they had it in the parking lot. People could take pictures. And then they sold the place, and then they put up a CVS and a Dunkin' Donuts. And I was like, do we really need another Dunkin' Donuts? No, it's actually near, it's in Wareham. But actually in Sandwich, they don't allow, like, chain stores and stuff.
I said, it's not just Target. I mean, that's one side. It's also the rents, the exorbitant rents, and also the fact that they've let the public realm just go to hell. It's become the go-to place to get your drugs and hang out and sleep on the sidewalk and harass people since the beginning of COVID. I used to hang out there at night.
Yeah.
We were 13.
I've noticed a big difference because during COVID I didn't come up at all. And then I started coming back up after COVID, and I noticed a big difference with a lot of open drug use in the street.
Yeah, the police just hands off. And it's slowly, but I think it's anyway.
Yeah.
I don't go there much. I mean, I lived near there for a long time, and I would hang out outside if it was nice. By 1369, the place that's next to the city hall. Yeah, and now they close at 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Since COVID. And during COVID, I would, initially I would sort of still kind of be there looking for some of the people I typically see.
Yeah.
And people came up and harassed me. I almost got in a fight with somebody just really being ugly. And, I just said, and they just killed it. And during COVID, they took over all the ATMs. I mean, it was disgusting. And the police weren't doing anything. And, broken windows all the time at the 7-Eleven across the street from the 1359. That guy, the guy who ran that place, bailed out, got taken on by some South Asian people. I mean, he was the guy who ran that was from Ethiopia originally. Mike, I think it was Mike. So, I mean, all this stuff was happening. And nobody cared. Nobody paid any attention. Nobody even noticed because a lot of people were were hiding and, laying low. I went out through the whole thing, through that whole period. And the only people I saw in the subways were fucking sick, crazy motherfuckers. Crazy, dangerous, scary people taking over the subway. I mean, it was really horrendous. It was scary. I hope this is being recorded.
It is. Yeah.
You know, it's you know, the hand wringing, you know, about you know, the poor homeless. You know, yeah, there are people who definitely like that.
Yeah. Turned out there that I work in public mental health in Lynn.
Yeah. You have.
I do.
You do. And what's your? I mean, there's a range. I mean, it's not like everybody isn't the same.
Because I have one person. I don't want to get too specific because they're from the area, but one person who's experienced homelessness and who has talked about similar things about how it's scary.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
And there's different people from different circumstances with different behaviors.
Right. It's during COVID, right down the street, there were two young white guys. One of them was still trying to make some money doing remote internet stuff. And they would sleep in the, there was a big Bank of America ATM next to the Dunkin' Donuts this time. And they would, you know, I liked them. And they would tell amazing, I mean, they had amazing stories. They would just talk about what they were dealing with. They said that when they went to Central Square, they would get their, one of them said, I'd get my knife ready whenever he went to Central Square. And they told stories about the police, how some cops would come by, bang on the windows. You know, one of them supposedly said, this is our chance to get rid of you, to finally get rid of you. Well, what happened was, it's not like getting rid of you. These are new people. There's an influx of people. Well, then other cops would come and give them $5. You know, I mean, and then the Bank of America just couldn't deal with it anymore, and they shut down branches in Cambridge. Now, why would you do that? They've kept some open in Somerville, but they've shut them down in Cambridge. They weren't getting any support from the city administration to make it reasonably, you know, safe.
Yeah.
The mentality is weird. I don't get it.
I think it's tough because there are, like, the people that I've encountered with homelessness. It's like hard to know who's got mental health problems, who's like dangerous, you know, like who's actually like dealing, selling, and could be like actually want to be violent, and actually try to steal from you or hurt you.
Right.
So it's tough because of some of the people with like some people with mental health challenges who are like some people have, you know, something like they won't go to shelters sometimes because they're scared. People are scared of shelters, and shelters are not always safe places to go. And then they get full, or it's 6 o'clock and you're in. There's like
you got to get out 7 and 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning.
It's really complicated. And for people that are struggling, it's like we have a lot of rules for people who are struggling to follow, who are like not. There's a reason they're homeless. It's not because they've got it together. Like these are people who are struggling for a lot of different reasons. So
my plan,
yes,
from on high, from the ivory tower of simplicity and self-righteous perfection, is places safe, warm, some good, decent food, like a warm hot meal, public safety officers, trained medical people, counselors, permanent staff, you know. And for all I care, it could be like a tent village on the Cambridge Common. But so you do that, it's going to be safe. First of all, it has to be safe. There has to be some privacy. You've got storage. Storage is important, especially for some people.
It's raining, and I'm like, you know, it's like it's out, and I'm going with my umbrella, and you think like, I know you see people for on the street in the rain with an umbrella. Because I know what happens with an umbrella. It doesn't have to go too much to be totally broken.
Right.
So I just think about like what are these poor people doing? They're like covered in tarps and all this stuff, and it's so complicated to have that life.
Yeah, I don't understand why there isn't more storage that's part of the shelter business, which of course is business, right? There's people who make money. Oh, well, that's the other thing. These guys, they didn't want to go to the shelter. There's one, Bay Cove. You ever heard of Bay Cove?
Oh, yeah.
You don't work for Bay Cove, do you?
No, I didn't.
Well, Bay Cove runs the so-called wet shelter in Albany Street down near MIT. And they didn't want to go there. Because, not just because of the other guests, but because of some of the people who work there.
I've heard stuff like that too about abuses, different kinds of abuses, just all kinds of messed up stuff.
I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No, you're fine.
You were talking
about like the idea of tent cities, and like I know Mass Ave and Mass and Gas and all this stuff. I know that's a mess.
Yeah.
But there's people down there that have their stuff. To just like basically bulldoze it all away.
Right.
It's like there's no other way to handle this.
Well, and that's why the ideal plan, of course, but then who's going to do it? You know, oh, you want us to clean up? Yo, we have to do it. It's like cops. Oh, we're the ones that clean up your mess. Okay, all right, we'll pay you. We'll pay you, support you. And it'll be done well enough that people feel good about it and want to support it. And so you have good storage.
Oh,
you have good. That's the first time I've ever seen. Oh.
Yeah.
And she didn't even notice. Yeah.
I mean, what can you do?
They're fired.
People where to throw their liquids, so they dispose them there, and one sharp thing, and you're done.
It looks good. It's good.
Like a snail trail.
Yeah, it looks like the first letter in Ulysses.
That is not fun. When you work in food, I've worked in food service many a time, line cooking, whatnot. And when one of those bags rips, you better believe by the time she gets that out to the dumpster, she's going to be very unhappy. She'll be lucky if it doesn't go all down in front. Anyway, so yeah, like you were saying about, this homelessness situation is just crazy. It's very
so that's, so it's like, okay, if we can, how they talk about, we're invading Iraq, and we built a city in the desert. Okay, fuck you. If you can do that in Saudi Arabia, you can do it here on the Common. Really nice, like refugee camp, tents, well organized. Now, but what I couple that with is discipline. A few rules. Sorry. You don't get to have everything you want all the time, whenever you want it, without any rule. No. We're gonna have. There's a few rules. You cannot sleep on the sidewalk with all your shit spread all over the sidewalk. Just that one rule. There's a guy who's always in Harvard Square, right in front of the bank. I think it's demoralizing to us, the social fabric, whatever. That it's like, okay, fine, nobody's going to do anything about it. Nothing. I mean, I think it just drags everything down. That we don't have the social political will, moral social political will to go like, no. And we got this good alternative, and you have to go there. You do have to go there. If you don't want to do that, well, then there's this other less wonderful option, which is sort of not prison, but maybe a little more coercive than the tent city.
That's the tough thing, though, is because when you have people, like I have clients who have paranoid schizophrenia, and it's really, you can't force people to take medication.
But how about hospitalization?
It's so brief. It's like.
But why is it so brief? It shouldn't be brief.
When they're a danger to themselves or others, they're technically, unless they've been proven to the state that it takes all this different stuff to take away someone's rights as an adult. So that's, the idea that someone can make their own decisions as an adult, whether or not they because necessarily 100% incapable. So it's there's not a black and white concrete solution. I think any of this stuff, because if you have someone who's like I have people who literally like have the stereotypical there's stuff going on in their head and all these different things.
In the filling, CIA. You know,
Basically.
I get that.
Yep.
I get that. Earlier this evening, I was like,
Yeah. And it's hard. So, and some people aren't understand that that's going on with them, and
Right.
some people don't. And you don't, and it's very hard for me to say there's a quick decision because how do you get someone who is totally
what about other
distressed?
countries? What about other countries? Don't other countries do it differently and better?
You
Some
might know better than me.
I don't know. I mean, European countries, they're always the model, right?
Right.
Denmark
Yes, all the like northern.
or Japan.
Yeah.
If you want, no way. So fun. I haven't talked about movies in a long time. Never mind homelessness, but movies.
We always say this is how it is for sure.
Yeah, we go from topic to
We
topic.
talk about like the entertainment piece, and then somehow.
Well, let me tell you about the time I had dinner with Oliver Stone.
Really?
Oh yes. So how long is your show typically?
On the Thursday show, it's like 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah, it's usually
Yeah.
from 7 to 11.
Yeah, because that's my bedtime.
Yeah.
11 is like I gotta get to work.
Do you live together?
No, she's more north, I'm more south.
Yeah,
And we meet in the middle to do that.
Where do you live?
I live
You said, oh, that's right.
north.
Yeah, you said.
The show on Thursday, we're not together at all. But it's we do it over
Oh,
the
but you
internet.
do it together.
Yeah.
I'm not in the same area.
How expensive and how complicated and how expensive is this setup?
Not very much anymore. This is there's a lot of ways to do stuff online now.
I don't.
Let me do a live interview.
Yeah, the Zoom.
My two guests tonight, young filmmakers from the Boston area, Annabelle and Neil. Neil has just made his first feature film. Smash is back, and he's hungry. End Zone 2. The once and future.
There are actually two movies that play together.
Two movies that play together. You'll want to see them at your local theater. Coming soon.
Amazing. Yeah.
I like that. That's a cool little thing there.
Yeah.
What is it, just a portable mic like a?
Yeah. Record. That's very handy.
How much is just that go for?
That's actually a few hundred. That's an older version. And there's newer ones.
I want one.
But I used to bring the camcorder along.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, and
comes to the bar, and there's new ways to do stuff. So.
and then usually no one ever gives us a hard time about having the phone. When I'd have the camcorder, sometimes they'd be like, "What are you doing?
If you're
What are you
shooting
doing?" Yeah.
What do you do?
People actually paying attention to the conversation. It's awesome. So we've also got like you can peek around the.
That shows that you're intelligent. If you're starting to pay attention, you're in the right place. Amber, hi Amber. Hey, Coast. This guy is hinting towards the Get the Live taken down hot topics. Oh, I work at a homeless shelter. Well, can you tell us about it? A lot of rules, but they are there for good reasons. But I do think some rules are ridiculous. Amen. We should build a homeless community where people learn skills and trades. Yes, to keep it up and so on. You would absolutely love the West Coast. Oh, I love San Francisco. I love LA. Cool. Oh, no, but they get money. They make money every time the ambulance brings somebody in. It's like a revolving door, right? They, $800 to visit, right?
The place that I work, I say
Yes.
more about the place that I work, but I've got my complaints.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Amber also talks about how it's a mix of people.
Yep.
Hey, Amber, thanks.
Bye, Amber. Hang in there. Amber alert. Amber alert.
If you gotta come back to your nation,
Heard that.
It's been great to talk with you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure. Cinema.
What do you think?
Cinematic. So you want to hear my Oliver Stone stories?
Yeah.
Real quick. What is it? What, like a screening? Is there like a last screening you're going to? Oh, really? Like a party?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't miss the party. Where's the party?
It's at Tasty Burgers.
Tasty for downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when's it get underway? Right now?
Yeah, I think it started just a while ago.
Oh, I don't want you to miss it. Go and have fun.
So
Maybe.
there's shorts. How you live?
I like it. I love animation. I probably won't go to, but thank you. Yeah, thanks for showing. You know what? I looked at their program recently, and I want to go see some Kubrick.
Yeah, on the big screen.
They're showing one that he pulled. So like the first one he did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which of course you want to see what the artist doesn't want you to see. Yeah, I think I have it. I picked it up. I mean, this is where it also said early spring. Good to meet you. Thursday live and
Tuesday's live, yeah.
And then
these other things we just do every once in a while.
so this is
This is just because the festival's going
and
on.
so you'll post it up as a separate as its own thing.
This is Christine, so I can't.
Fear and Desire. Fear and Desire. Stanley Kubrick. Yeah, because it was pulled 1953. It was like his first feature. Fear and Desire.
Is it more
Saturday, March 30th at 6:30. I'm gonna try to go to that. Haunted by negative reactions upon its release, Kubrick pulled Fear and Desire to re-edit it and ultimately disowned the film for decades. Only the truncated 62-minute version was thought to exist, and somebody found the original 70-minute cut.
Nice for him, man. To play his movie that he didn't want anyone else to.
What?
I wonder, is that nice to do?
So I'm
We what?
he's a nice man.
I guess kind of crazy, but brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as often.
Did you see Barry Lyndon? I never saw Barry Lyndon.
I have not actually, but I've seen the basic, all this, I don't know what's good in it, but I need to watch it. Yeah.
What a range of stuff, too.
Yeah.
And, I mean, what's the one he did about Vietnam?
Oh, Full Metal Jacket. That's one of my favorites.
It's terrific.
Yeah, it's
really, and it's too real. It's too real.
Yeah, it's good.
But he kind of nails it. So there's something in here about. Do you have this the new program?
No.
Here, take this. Somewhere in here. In here.
We can get another one.
No. I got it, just in case, so you don't have to go all the way over there tonight. But somewhere there it says about how they've got a new digital laser, something or other.
I went to see 2001: A Space Odyssey. Oh, really? Because I went to see the 50th anniversary of Coolidge, and the guy I sat next to went to see it when it premiered 50 years before that. I thought that was really cool.
Amazing movie.
Yeah, yeah, especially on the big screen.
Oh my God, incredible. So Oliver, I call him Commander Stone. You know that he got 2 Purple Hearts in Vietnam?
No, actually.
Yeah, he was in Vietnam, and that's Platoon, of course. And I've just been with him a few times just because he partnered with a guy named Peter Cousin, who's a professor at American University. Together they wrote, I think Peter did a lot of the writing, The Untold History of the United States, which is sort of a variation on Howard Zinn's A People's History, but multi-episode. They eventually made a deal with Showtime. And they had something with HBO, but they killed it or something. So it was like 12 episodes on Showtime, and then a book. Now, I think Peter did a lot of the work. And it's, the history from the beginning of the Cold War. And starts with some a sort of narrative and some surmises about how they managed to get Henry Wallace removed as the vice president, because he had been vice president with FDR. They knew FDR was dying. They knew that people knew the bomb was being developed, and they were worried. And I got this from Randall Wallace, Henry Wallace's grandson, who I happen to know a little bit, who told me the story a long time ago. He said, yeah, they didn't want my grandfather on there because they knew he wouldn't drop the bomb.
Oh.
So, but the untold history of the U.S. begins with the story of the convention where they blocked the people in the machine with Truman, blocked a guy named Claude Pepper from getting to the podium, getting to the microphone to put Wallace's name in nomination. They had literally blocked, and they had a vote, and they were overruled. You know, it was a voice vote. People, there was a huge surge of support, but they said no, gavel, the convention closed to keep Wallace out. And of course, it's some of that's maybe debatable, but I mean that's essentially some of what happened. Yes, yeah. Well, there's film of it too. You know, but so that's where this. So they were bringing it around to colleges, promoting the two of them. And every time they were anywhere, and I went. So that's how I first got to know Peter, and then Oliver was always there. Call him Oliver. And that guy is the most restless human being I've ever met in my life. My thing is he's still in the jungle. He's still in the jungle. He can't sit still. He's always moving. Very interesting guy. And fun being with him. It was fun being with, you know, I mean, you're with a kind of a superstar, even though after a while you sort of begin to relax a little, which is, it's hard at first, but you begin to relax a little. So he did something at Tufts, and I wrangled my way into there was going to be a dinner with him after with some of the hosts and Peter. So, well, this is how it happened. I went to Peter and I said, Peter, can I join you for dinner? And he said, well, it's all right with me if it's all right with them. So they went with them, and I said, can I join you for dinner? And he said, well, if it's all right with Peter. I said, well, Peter says it's all right with him. You know what I mean? So I managed, it was arbitrage. So, you know, it was cool. I mean, it was fine. But so we went to this place in Davis Square, downstairs below some place called The Foundry in Davis Square. It's sort of a, you know, middle of the road kind of sports pub type of whatever, with a restaurant downstairs. So we went downstairs. And this is what it's like being with Oliver, right? First of all, he's always in front of everybody, right? So he just walks in upstairs, but we're downstairs. But he thinks, you know, it's the Foundry. He just walks in. He just charges in, realizes it's not the spot, and as he's coming out, he can't get out because the guy on the bar, you know, this guy on the bar turns around and goes, hey, you're Oliver Stone. I mean, a really cool guy. I mean, really nice. But imagine a life where people are constantly stopping you. And I mean, some people hate it. Some people thrive on it or appreciate it. He was very appreciative. And then we went downstairs, so that was cool. It was really good. It was after this black guy. It was like, it was erudite, you know, it was a nice conversation. So then we went downstairs. We sat in this little booth, sort of. It wasn't exactly as they say in Hollywood, a banquet. You know, it's Hollywood. It's a banquet. So I'm sorry, I'm trying. So and no sooner had we sat down, like a little cubbyhole.
Yeah.
Then this waiter brings this board, you know, cutting board, loaded with charcuterie, you know, cheeses and meats. He said, "This is for Mr. You know, Mr. Stone from the chef." I mean, you know, everywhere you go, people are here. No, you can't pay. You know, I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, it was a great conversation. One of the professors from Tufts was Indian and South Asian, and he'd written a book about the people who own the Super 8s. Every Super 8 in America is owned by somebody with the name Patel. Patel is like Smith in India.
Yeah.
No matter what Super 8 you go to, it's going to be a Patel. Now, they're not necessarily closely related, but he's he's a sociologist. He's written this whole book about the Super 8 and the Patel and the model, the business model.
Yeah.
Your family lived there. Everybody works. You know, it's a whole thing that works and has helped lead to their owning every single Super 8 motel in America.
I mean, what happened?
Yeah, it is interesting. The things people, but their name isn't, you know, Witherspoon.
Exactly.
Pleasure to meet you, Neil. Great show. You had great guests on. Thank you. Yes, I'll send you an email or something. You have my way of getting in touch. We can talk about Vlada Petric, the founding curator of the Harvard Film Archive.
Talk about
The social history of cinematic personalities. Oniric, just remember, Oniric cinema.
Do something we actually will.
Yeah, we're going to stay. You got to.
Bye.
Take
care, sir.
Right on, my brother. Just be cinematic.